everyone. Good morning, midday, good evening. I'm very happy today because today in Korea, yesterday, the settlement of John Il-guk, whatever it's called, it's done. It is done. True Mother did it. Yes. And oh my gosh, I feel such happiness within me. Yes. Oh, it's my happiness? I don't think so. I think it's coming from who am I created in the image of? And I feel this great happiness, this great it's hard to describe. Joy, contentment, pride in us from my heavenly parent. And no one could stop it. It was going to happen. With everything that went on around it, it happened. It's done. It is done. And the day before, thousands of couples were blessed, received the blessing. And there was something different about this blessing. I could tell. I could, even through the screen, seeing these people, I could tell. It's like this generation now that these younger people who are, they carry something lighter with them than the rest of us through all of history, yeah, since the beginning of humanity. It was amazing to see. It was amazing to see for me, to see that all this work, right? I'm on 960 some videos here. And it's a big deal. It's work too, people. Yes? Prayer warriors out there. It is work. It's work to do it in the proper, right way, according to one's heart to mind and the direction of God's will and ideal. Yes? And I see now, I'm a part of this. I could see on how the settlement era, on how eventually the circle will close back to the beginning of our ancestors, Adam and Eve, where God's ideal of who humanity should be, what humanity should be, will be realized, finally. It's going to take a long time still, probably. But the foundation is 100% there. With not just one or two people, with many, many people around the world. Yes? So we'll see. It's going to be a quiet movement, but it'll be moving. Yes, like quiet waters. And it won't stay still. It will not get stagnant. Yes, where do all the rivers go to? For some reason, they all know where to flow to the big ocean. Yes. All right, let's get going. So, yes, it's amazing, an amazing day today. And I have to thank all my brothers and sisters out there who worked so tirelessly for all this. Just made it happen. Yes, many of us just could do what I do at home and be a part of that. Yes, and contribute and come on, defend True Mother. Don't you dare say something negative about her or this or that, right? Yes, and still have the proper heart to mind in place, which I wasn't always successful with that, to embrace those brothers and sisters as well, right? Yes? Try to keep teaching. Yes, that's what we do. Sometimes you have to laugh over them too. What else are you going to come up with next? All right, so here we are. In Ecclesiastes, the Old Testament 4, guess what? It's about society. Then again, I contemplate all the oppression that is committed under the sun. Take, for instance, the tears of the oppressed. No one to comfort them. The power their oppressors wield. No one to comfort them. So, rather than the living who still have lives to live, I congratulate the dead who have already met death. Happier than both of these are those who are yet unborn and have not seen the evil things that are done under the sun. I see that all effort and all achievement spring from mutual jealousy. This too is futility and chasing after the wind. It's hard to disagree with that. And yet, then one has to be willing to make a change. The fool folds his arms and eats his own flesh away. What did you just say? Better one handful of repose than 2 hands full of achievements to chase after the wind. The guy is really conflicted here, though. And something else futile I observe under the sun. A person is quite alone. No child, no brother. You too. And yet there is no end to his efforts. His eyes can never have their fill of riches. For whom then do I work so hard and grudge myself pleasure? This too is futile, a sorry business. I find it sad that when I see people work really hard for what they have, and they do take responsibility, yet they're unhappy about having to do that. Yes? I think by nature we're not inclined to be depressed and unhappy. By nature, actually, we're very resourceful. Mankind, humans, men and women, and even children, even babies, if you watch them grow up, they're very resourceful at things. We know how to figure things out. Our little one here right now, anything she does, and one thing, or anything she does, let me not get into it too much. She claps her hands. She knows that clapping hands is when you're done good. Yeah, you accomplished something. Like I'm teaching her when she's done changing, when I change her diaper, she now gets even. She's letting me know. Say, hey, what happened? Where's my diaper? Right? And I fold it up really good, and then we bring it to the garbage can together. Yes? And she drops it in. We have a garbage can here that when you move your hand over top, yes? Yeah. My daughter's husband, he's my son-in-law. He's very, he likes things like that, right? Where you walk by and the lights turn off on their own. Yeah, it actually exists. Yeah. I don't have to clap my hands. I just have to walk past it. And so he likes things like that. So we have a garbage can that, you just put your hand over top and the top opens up by itself and then closes down by itself. She loves it. She's just mesmerized by that. And then she drops her diaper in. Yes. And then she stands there and she claps like that. Yeah. It's a chore, really. She doesn't know it's a chore. She's just proud of herself that she's doing that. Yes, we should all look more on things like that. Also, when she finishes her food, we go, nope, you're all done. And she goes, yay. Anything. She walks. And she takes enough steps, she stops and goes, all right, yes, didn't I do good? Yeah. To regain more of that happiness again, that is naturally within us. Right? Is something that I believe is the natural state of when you have achieved something that's on the side of goodness, that is proper and right, no matter what it is. And to not look at it as such grueling work or this or that. Yes? but to find the happiness in it. I've talked about this before, about weeding the garden, which we just did yesterday. We made the front look really nice. And I absolutely enjoy weeding. It's just like, oh, that's such a chore. Ugh, in order to look for the garden to look good, you gotta. I know people think like that. For me, it's not like that. I sit there and I dig it out and I look at the and it takes a long time. This is especially there's okay. It had to do with what was there before, so still kind of getting all the things out that have just been there for so long. It's a real chore. There's such a network of roots there everywhere, right? And anyway, so it takes a long time, but I loved doing it. I love doing it. And I don't overexert myself. And I realized that, okay, my hands can't do it anymore. Maybe you should see my hands. My hands just look terrible right now. Look, because it's a dirt. You can't really, I got all stains from certain plants. But it's fine. I take a shower and this all will come off. And right now, if I have to scrub, it's too I got most of it off, but if I were to scrub now with a brush or whatever, I would tear open my skin a little bit. No, I don't want to do that, so they look dirty a little bit. So who cares? I don't care about that. But it's just a side effect. Oh, gloves. Yeah, I don't do well with gloves when it comes to that. I love the dirt. Okay, all right. But it's with anything like that. Even in the kitchen. Gosh, I'm 60 years old. How many times do you think I've done dishes? Or cooked? Or menial stuff? Where you just stay on top of things? I still find joy in doing that. Do you know why? Because I know the result after. It's a nice clean kitchen, this and that. So while I'm doing it, I'm grateful I can do it. I have all the tools to do it with. Yes? Okay, just saying. So, again, what is it? Is it really futile? It's only futile when you don't find the joy in whatever you're doing. Yes? Yeah. Anyway. A sorry business. I don't think so. But anyway, let's keep going. Better two than one alone, since thus their work is really rewarding. What, one's own work alone is not rewarding? I love working by myself because I can pace it the way I want to and I get it done exactly the way I want to. Yes, that doesn't mean that I don't like help, but I'm just fine doing things on my own as well. Some things I have to wait for someone to help me with now because my body just doesn't want to. I still have the strength, but I know that it ain't worth it to 2 or 3 days, sometimes a week afterwards, where what? Oh, now what did you do again? You should have waited for help. I learned to wait for help. But it's true. Sharing the work with others is also it looking together at what you've done together is also great. But I do not mind it at all when it's just me too. Yes? This dude is a bit pitiful, isn't it? If one should fall, the other helps him up. But what of the person with no one to help him up when he falls? You learn how to crawl on your hands and knees. You learn how to butt scoop again. Yes, that's what I did. There wasn't anybody there. And I had to just do things. I dragged myself every day over to that barn and did what I needed to do. And you know what? For some reason, I managed. Yes? Okay. I know how he means that here. Sometimes, yeah, we do need the help. Oh, what if you're all alone? I tell you what, though. There were times in my life where I'd say, I need someone here right now. I really do. And it always happened. Yes? And you believe, truly believe, you will never be completely alone. I felt also many times I was like held up by a couple of angels on either side. Work angels, yes? Helping me out, making sure I'm safe. This now, yeah, believe it or not, it's the truth. Yes? Well, anyway, I'm sorry that, again, I understand how it's meant here. But yeah, you can do everything and all on your own with what you need. Not necessarily what you want, but with what you truly need. Yes? Okay. Again, if two sleep together, they keep warm. But how can anyone keep warm alone? It's so funny. All the stuff's in here. I got up. I woke up at 4 o'clock last night, and I was cold. I was cold. I have a certain amount of blankets here, this and that, and I was cold. And I laid there, and I'm just gonna be cold now. But there's something I can do. I can get up. That's what I did. I got up. I put my warm socks on. I closed the window here a little farther down. I did have the heat on, as far as I know, just a little. I didn't turn it up higher. I didn't think I needed it. I was like, I could do this without having to turn up more heat. Did I have it off? I can't remember if I had it off now, or I did end up turning it on. I know it's on now. And I have the door open too. Okay. I got up, put my scarf on, put my robe on, and fixed my blankets up really good again. Went back into the bed and went to sleep and slept another 3 hours. Nice and toasty and warm, no problem. Oh. So can you keep warm by yourself? Yes, you can. You just have to switch gears a little bit. Got it. Okay, what do I need to do? Be warmer. Yes? Okay. So again, yeah, sure, it's true that two together sleep warmer. But again, you can do it on your own too and be perfectly happy. Yes? Okay. Well, this is about society. Where one alone would be overcome, two will put up resistance, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Okay, yeah, we talked about that with bullying. That's definitely true. Better a youngster poor and wise than a monarch old and silly, who will no longer take advice, even though stepping from prison to the throne, even though born a beggar in that kingdom. Ooh. What kind of experiences did this guy have? I observe that all who live and move under the sun support the young newcomer who takes over. He takes his place at the head of innumerable subjects, but his successors will not think the more kindly of him for that. This too is futile and chasing after the wind. Watch your step when you go to the house of God. Drawing near to listen is better than the offering of a sacrifice by fools, though they do not know that they are doing wrong. That's the end of 4. So, going back to, I had plenty to say, right? Okay, because I defended the stance here. I am I'm somewhat alone. I have to do a lot of things on my own. Yeah, of course I have my children there, this and that, but when it came down to it, did a lot of things on my own, this and that. Oh, what? Of what exactly? Of things that I built up, that I wanted, wanted, and needed to keep going. All right, done. Yes. We can do a lot of things on our own. If we don't just, get depressed. Oh, I'm so lonely. Really? Are you that lonely? Or did you make a choice to be that way? Again, find the happiness to be with people and to be on your own. It's a great thing. Yes? Okay. Anyway, so either way, it is up to us, right? Yes? To not let this guy get under our skin, going, oh yeah, he's so right. Yet, what was it that I was going to say where I can glean out of there, and whenever this was written, which I'm assuming was thousands of years ago, that things in many areas were not good. It talks about oppression, yes, talks about the folly of the emperors, the kings, this and that, right? talks about the almost forced succession of a younger a newcomer, right? And the old don't, hey, what's going on here? Right? And he's talking about observing, right? Yes, observing, and on how futile everything is. And okay, which to me means that as a society, and he saw that in society, on how unequal the people were, on how people didn't really live for each other, taking care of each other. Rather, everyone looked out for themselves. Yes. And when they didn't like what was happening and they were powerful enough and rich enough, this or that, they could take things into their own hands and make life for others very hard. That's kind of what I glean out of this as well. Is it not still like that in many ways? Yes, but again, what are you gonna do? We're the ones have to. If you feel in any way connected to the oppression part, to the being overlooked part, being alone part, or whatever, right? Then make a change yourself. Make that change. See where that change can happen. Of course, one thing I have to stress with that is that, build a relationship with our Heavenly Parent. Even if it is just, all right, I'm getting up. Thank you, whoever you are out there, having built the earth. Okay, did you? Okay, whatever. Yeah. But I want to make an effort. So I'm going to walk through my life now with my eyes open greater, farther, try to see a little farther instead of just right past my nose. I'll try to observe the greatness of it all out there, what's been given to me that I need rather than what I want, and see if there is a connection. And give that some time, maybe. I don't know how it works for people who have no belief or very little faith or whatever. No, don't know how that works, but give it a try. And then if you need to, record it. What happened today? Did something happen? I have to say, wow, I've got to start really, truly believing and trusting that greater presence that is, first of all, within us to a degree and all around us. Yes? And then changes can be made that are amazing, immense. Will take some time, and then suddenly one understands restoring things is possible in areas that, no, it's never going to change. It'll always be that way. Change is possible in amazing ways. Just notice, just found that out again. The settlement era has begun. The settlement era isn't just trying to establish something, going someplace. We're out of the wilderness. Yes? We completed all the testaments. We're out of the testaments. And we're in the settlement era now. God's people. Truly God's people. Still a ways to go, of course. You can't just... a sad story. You can't just teach a biting dog to just stop biting. An aggressive, jealous. He was talking about jealousy here too. That's a great part of our society. Jealousy, envy, yes. Grudges, according to that. Can't, when a dog starts to bite, you can't just breed that out of a dog just like that. It takes a lot of time and patience. And then still, can you ever really trust that particular dog, that generation of dog, always will have to be vigilant around that dog. Until the next generation, who might not be as, right? Who has become more gentle, more, right? Yes? Okay. Hasn't had the traumas or this or that. I've talked about that with the German Shepherds. German Shepherds used to be really nice dogs. And then they started training them for certain things, biting, attacking, and it become a part of the breed. But it wasn't like that to begin with. German Shepherds, many generations were not like that. To try to beat that out of them again. Yes? Okay, just saying. Sadly, I have really bad news for my daughter has a friend who was pregnant a little farther along than her. So the child's is about 2 months older and has a birthday coming up this month. And they had 2 dogs, of which they realized, and they had all the signs for it, that these dogs did not like that baby. And they rehomed one of them and kept the one that the mom was very attached to, and that dog attacked that baby last night. And it's the baby's okay, but it has stitches from here to here, up to here, and yeah, now they have to put that dog down. The reason I'm telling you this is, first of all, if you have dogs around children, you always have to be vigilant. It is a silly thing to think, okay? Even if never anything happens, it is most likely due to your own vigilance. Yes? Okay, just saying. Which we do that here. Yes. This was not an accident. This dog attacked that little baby. And with some things in our society, we have to just stay vigilant. Yes. So attacks of people against other people can't happen. Or they're being watched, so there's no, okay, just saying. Right? And those generations will have to just pass by. And we'll have to hope that the next generations become more gentle again. Yes? More willing to work together. Yes? And I have seen that. I have seen on how the nature of all of these blessed couples is different from what I've seen in the past. There's a lighter air around all of these couples. Yes? So, it's happening. We are going, mankind is going towards a more stable environment when it comes to caring for each other, being there for each other, and treating the principles of creation more properly. Yes, it's going to take a while. Yes, as I said, but it's happening. All right. Whew. There it is. Yes? Okay. That's all I have to say this morning. May Heavenly Parent bless, protect you, guide you, brace you with love. Have a wonderful day, Eldridge. And I will talk to you all another time.